what do you see as your greatest challenge in the role?
So I think the greatest challenge is trying to know really what's right and what's just in any case. As a lawyer, there have been many times throughout my career where I've spent a lot of time trying to find the right answers and trying to know whether the cause I was pursuing was just. I've found that it's not really always all that clear. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But as judge, you have to make decisions. You can't kick the ball down the road. You have to you're being called upon to make those decisions. And I see that as one of the most challenging things that I envision experiencing as a judge.
Good. All right, now to Karen.
I think the greatest challenge that I have found over the years is that often what one perceives as the fair thing doesn't always comport with what is required under the law. And the difficulty sometimes in explaining that to particularly pro se litigants, meaning those who come into the court without a lawyer and represent themselves. I think it's extremely challenging to also recognize that we all have jobs to do. For instance, if I have a criminal case before me, the district attorney or the police are prosecuting that case. Sometimes the defendant chooses to represent themselves, but more often than not, there is a defense counsel or a public defender. And then, of course, I am the sole fact finder. And what is very challenging is when I see the prosecution or defense counsel not bringing up something that I believe is critical to a disposition, a proper disposition of the case. It is respecting the roles that each of us have. And realizing that we have to respect those boundaries. We each have a job to do, and I am respectful of the job that the police do and that defense counsel do, but I cannot make someone's case for them. If I believe that an egregious injustice would result if I did not step into to do something, that happens extremely, extremely rarely. But I do think that the conventional notions of what is fair is not always what is required under the law. And yet it's that technicality in a criminal case that often exists to keep all of us safe.
Andy, how about you? Greatest challenge?
Yeah. A judge has values. He or she's a human being and can't help but having values. And when those values, conflict with the law, it's a problem. When someone's values are the values of a township for a long period of time, that's a problem. People have no idea what value judgments are being made by judges who have a certain amount of power. And I would say that the challenge here, I agree with Judge Zucker, is to resist the urge when you're knowledgeable as a judge and someone is getting steamrolled. It'd be a real challenge to hold back, but that's the part of rights. And it's not only obligations, but people's rights need to be dependent. If they don't know what their rights are, it's up to the judge to maintain them. That's it. Thank you.